You know, I was just thinking, my big dick is the funniest thing on the internet right now. Wait, whoa, no, no, no. Hey, welcome to episode number 62 of The Langille Show. My name is Brian Langille, and when I talk about my big dick, I'm not talking about, well, me. And not that I'm not talking about me. Okay, let's just clarify this. There's an account on Twitter called My Big Dick, and what he talks about is, of course, well, just check it out at twitter.com/mybigdick. Trust me, it's hilarious. But because of the fact that I've mentioned this about, what, 4 or 5 times in 30 seconds, odds are this is going to be the first ever episode of The Langille Show that gets flagged. Not that I want you to flag it, I just kind of figure that this is kind of where it's going. So, before we get too far into it, I'd just like everyone to have a sense of humor, sit back and laugh for a couple seconds, and not freak out because I'm not talking about anything to do with me. Not saying that I couldn't, you know what I'm talking about, ladies, just saying that we're not talking about that. So, let's carry on, shall we? Anyway, yeah, Twitter. Twitter has become my new internet habit. It's basically taken Facebook and pushed it out of the way. Yeah, I still go to Facebook, but as you can tell, I don't post the Langille Show there anymore, and I don't really do much on there now except check out people's birthdays, check out the odd photos of people, and of course hang out at the Langille Show Facebook group. But other than that, Facebook doesn't really do much for me. Speaking of which, I'd like to thank people for not sending me so many applications. I don't know whether people have finally got the idea that I'm not going to join any of these, or I've blocked them all and there's nothing left for me to block. But either way, I'm not getting that many, invites for applications anymore, and for that, I personally want to say thank you. Back to Twitter, because Twitter to me is, I think that it can be a really powerful tool. I enjoy Twitter a lot. In fact, I take out my iPod now and I carry it with me and I Twitter from there. But, I think that it's kind of being misused. Not by my big dick, because I think that's hilarious. Not that my big dick would abuse anything. And not that I'd abuse my big dick, but but overall, I think some people are kind of misusing Twitter for what it's supposed to be meant for. And Twitter's great. There's good Twitter comments and there's not so good Twitter comments. And I figured tonight what I would do is I'd talk to you guys about how I would change Twitter if I could run it for 24 hours. Basically, I'd set up some rules and some guidelines. I'd add some new features, and this is what I would do. First off, if you don't have anything intelligent to say or anything, that contributes to anything, don't post it on Twitter. Comments like, "Good morning everyone, how you doing?" are great. I love those. You can keep doing those every day. That's fantastic. You can say good morning to me 7 days a week, and I would never have a problem with that. People who go onto Twitter and their only comment is, "Ugh." No follow-up, no explanation, just, "Ugh." I don't know, were your Rice Krispies soggy? Did you not get the paper? Do you have to go to school today? What does "ugh" mean to you? And elaborate just a little bit. You have 185 characters? You can use more than 5. That'd be awesome. It's things like that. People post stuff on Twitter that has nothing to do with anything. It doesn't contribute to anything, and yet it spams up your whole thing. Now, if you're using Twitter on the website, you're scrolling for pages to get down to stuff you're interested in. If you're using a program like Twitterific, like I am, I only get the last, 25, 30 Twitters, and if I have to scroll through a whole bunch of them and not be able to see, the actually interesting ones because people are posting "ugh" or song lyrics or LOL. Why would you post LOL but not direct it to anybody? No one knows what you're laughing at. No one knows who you're talking to. It's just LOL. So what I would do is I'd change it. I'd say, okay, first off, if you're going to post something on Twitter, it has to, contribute to society in some way. I don't even care what way, just some way. Because these one-word Twitters really aren't doing it for me. Secondly, if you've got somebody on your Twitter list that just loves to spam Twitter and just fill stuff in there, I would like to have it so you could subscribe to that person, but only see their posts if you want to. Like, put it all in a folder, and if I want to click on that person and see what they've done all day, and I can read the 65 comments of ugh, laugh out loud, ha ha ha, etc., I click it and it can just, like a collapsible list, right? That would be cool. Unfortunately, I don't have that, and like I said, I use Twitterrific, and it just fills up. Now, if you're sitting there watching that going, oh my god, Langelle's talking about me. No, I'm not. I'm not talking about anybody specifically. I'm talking about Twitter in general, like in a whole, like the whole thing. You know, it's an epidemic out there. I went into the public listing of Twitter, and if you want to get lost for hours in shit that means nothing, go through the public list of Twitter. It's unbelievable what people post on there. I like very short, very concise, here you go, this is it. In fact, like, you know, I'm going to send a Twitter right now. I'm going to send it a Twitter. There. If you're following my Twitter right now, you're going to receive an update that says, this will make more sense when you watch episode number 62. It's like time travel. Wasn't that awesome? Anyway, that's what I would do. I would change Twitter. I mean, I don't need to know ugh, I don't need to know boo, I don't need to know any of this. I also don't need to know song lyrics. If I want song lyrics, there's a magical little thing called Google. I'll look it up, I'll read it, and it'll be great. And another thing you shouldn't do on Twitter is treat it as an instant messaging program. For the obvious reason alone that people can read everything. So, I mean, that'd be one good thing. It's like having a public conversation in front of everybody. And by everybody, I mean the world. Because believe it or not, the internet is worldwide now. Anyway, yeah, like, hey, Brian, how you doing? Good, John, how are you? Good, man. You going to the game tonight? No, I don't think I am. Hey, did you see that girl in biology class? Yeah, she's got a nice rack. Like, that just went everywhere. That's not a good idea, kids. I don't think you really want to do that on Twitter, but the scary part is, people do. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up. I would mention the fact you can follow me on Twitter, but I'm pretty sure that people are like, no, I'm not following that man on Twitter, because all he's going to do is talk about me on the internet. And no, feel free. Come on over, guys. I don't bite. Follow me on Twitter. It's lots of fun. And I follow you, too. So it's not like I'm talking about anyone specifically here. But yeah, seriously, I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you for watching episode number 62 of The Langille Show. You can check it out, thelangilleshow.com and youtube.com. And believe it or not, this is shocking, but you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/Langille. Until next time, my MacBook Pro is in the midst of being repaired. I should have it back sometime next week, and then we're going to get back to the episodes that include Tim Gormley and another really important episode that I want to put out, but I can't because it's in a hard drive in a MacBook Pro in a lab somewhere getting repaired. So when that comes back, we'll continue from there. Until then, I'm going to... oh yeah, one more thing. I always want to do this. I want to plug my wife on the show. No. This has nothing to do with my big dick. We're talking about my wife, Susan. Link will be on the side there. Yeah, you know, check it out. Check out the show. Give her some love. I'd really appreciate it. Until then, take care. We'll see you soon. Later.